Welcome back to Local Decision 2020. I'm Rusty Ray, and I'm joined now by a Republican candidate for State Senate out of District 41. It's Lucia Vogel. Lucia, thank you for being here.
Thank you for the opportunity that you guys are giving me to be here today.
Sure. It's a busy time, no doubt, trying to run for office and given everything else that's happening. Are you able to connect with people and talk with people in the district about what they're looking for?
Yes, have been a good response. I've been doing a lot of walking, in different areas, and people are willing to talk and express their desires, what they are looking for a candidate, and in that way I can tell them, who I am and what I want to do for the district, which is very important.
Well, what kinds of things are you telling them? What are you trying to highlight so that they know about you?
I told them that I've been a businesswoman for a start, so I am pro-business, and I want to encourage not only minorities to start new business in our area, but also whoever want and desire to start a business, especially women, single women, even married women. I want to encourage young couples to get into that, because we are a country that was created by start with small businesses. So I believe in that.
Even in a challenging time such as this, to open a business would be, what I would imagine, be very daunting, very challenging for people right now.
In 2008, we have a big, meltdown of the economy, and still in 2011, we still were stuck in there yet. And that's when I started my business. And people were asking me, how can you start a business with such a hard time like that? And I said, because when things like that happen, usually people are afraid to venture in something like that. And that's when you get the opportunities. I see a lot of people taking advantage of these opportunities right now. So I believe the start an adventure like that the time is right.
You were part owner, I believe, of a restaurant for several years, correct?
Yes.
And that, as you just mentioned, has a unique perspective that you can offer for state government. Also, a unique perspective, I believe, is that not only minority, but an immigrant to this country.
An immigrant of this country who has seen the greatest opportunities that any immigrant, no matter where you come from, that you can have in this country. So I consider myself very blessed to be in this country, and also very grateful because the doors have been opened for me, and I've been giving back to the community, to the people in Minnesota.
Other opportunities that, if I understand correctly, you've been able to pursue education and also ministry through your faith, right?
Yes,
right.
Yes. I had the opportunity to preach at the federal prison and African American churches, Spanish, and also I've been a missionary in different countries in Latin America. So have been great. So I consider myself a very blessed person.
And so now maybe looking in a way to get involved or give back and to add a voice, perhaps.
Add a voice for not only my race, the Spanish race, but also those voices that no one wants to hear. And now that we are going through this challenge, this is the opportunity, that I have, and I'm telling people I'm not afraid to speak what I need to say and express myself, and also to listen to what people want, because that's what I see. They don't want politics as usual nowadays. They want real people who understand what was going on. So
an immigrant and someone who's dealing with those things and has found those opportunities.
Yeah.
There's room for that. People may be surprised to know that you're a Republican in that regard. Is that surprising to some people, or am I just making that up?
Not necessarily,
Okay.
because I always been a Republican.
Right.
My husband in the past, when we first got married, he was a Democrat. And I said to my husband, how can you be a Democrat when you don't believe in this, and you believe in the Second Amendment, and you believe in so many things that is more Republican? And not too long after that, he said, you're right. So now we're both Republican.
And I asked that because a moment ago you mentioned people are getting a little sick of politics, especially
Yes.
when we're confronting COVID, and
Yes.
especially pushback from one side or
Or the other side.
or the other side when it comes to dealing with an emergency situation like we found ourselves in.
Yes.
But moving forward, looking to a new year, a new legislative session that would start in January, should you be able to be a part of that, are you looking to what's next to helping deal with COVID? Are there things that the state can do to help get this economy back going?
I believe that we need to not only work with the COVID-19 problems that we have right now, but also the economy is so important that that's almost an emergency to see what solutions, ideas we can bring to the state of Minnesota, because we cannot let the business die, we cannot let the opportunities of people to shut down. So that is one of my main goals to, as I win, I wanted to make sure that we support a small business and medium-sized businesses and big ones too. And also invite to the state of Minnesota big companies to invest in Minnesota. We need investment, and try to lift up whatever had been broke down here.
Big corporations are located in Minnesota and have invested here and have been founded here and have thrived here, but you want to see more of that, and you feel like that would strengthen the community?
Taxes, for taxes reason, because we need not only more investment, but also companies who do, pay more taxes in Minnesota, because we see that many people cannot even pay the rent or their home, their mortgage. And so as a candidate, I explain to people that there is many solutions that we can, many things that we can do to find a solution for what was going on.
A financial solution at this point.
Financial solution. And because when there is financial solution, is stability in the homes of the people. And when there is stability, is easier for a conversation when things are not, right now that's one of the biggest problems that I see. People are anxious for money things and money problems, and when the economy is stable, people are more in peace and more capable of do whatever they need to do.
Are there other things that you feel like the state should focus its attention and its resources and be able to provide more support for that it isn't or can continue to do once we kind of get this COVID thing under control?
More things about COVID?
No, other than COVID, say schools or roads or things like that.
I believe it should be some reforms in school programs from K to 12. Because even when Minnesota spent $7-point-something billion in education, we have not seen the result that we should have in Minnesota. So bring new programs, things that the kids are getting engaged truly in school, and also new programs that can help minorities, parents, especially Spanish parents or Asians, people who don't speak English, that they don't know how to help their children and homework, so there's a struggle. And there's so many things that we need to transform in Minnesota. And I believe that we have brilliant minds, people who are capable to work in those programs and present it to the senators and the House of Minnesota, and we can see, you know. I said we can see because I see myself. I see myself in that place.
What is it about District 41? It's fairly urban, it's just outside the city of Minneapolis. It's part of Anoka County, and there's a lot that is decided on a county level that impacts everyone on the county, but it's the densest part of our county here in Anoka County, the most heavily populated area of our county. Is there anything in particular there that needs to be elevated to a state level, that needs to be a part of statewide decisions, that is unique to your district?
I think our district is very unique in a way that it's mixing a lot. We are getting a lot of minorities in the community, and that's a good thing. But I believe that we need to be more engaged, show more ourselves in the state of Minnesota, because the Anoka County is a very, I would say, unique in a way. There was plan, and we can give a lot to the state of Minnesota. As I win, I want to not only work for my district, but also encourage the other senators to involve the rural Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota's these huge cities and this huge metropolitan area,
And
but
very
then,
small.
but this rural area and so many people and so many different diverse backgrounds, even in the rural areas. And I think Anoka County represents that. There's very,
Yes.
very rural areas. And that's who we spend most of our time here at North Metro talking to, people who represent cities that aren't as densely populated perhaps as where your district is. And they're
Yes.
right there at the southern end. We just talked to somebody who wants to represent Columbus, which is a completely different community. But again, it's in Anoka County, and that really represents the state. And so you say you want to find a way to bring everybody together and make sure that as much input from everyone comes
Yes.
forward to make decisions.
Yes, because when I first came to Minnesota, there was minorities, but not much in 1985. And now things are changing. You know, people are moving more to the suburbs and our communities, and it's changing. And we need to get engaged, because when there is many different background, the male path is better. It works better.
Okay.
So I'm very excited.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here today. We appreciate your time for these questions.
Thank you.